Welcome to the Bodja podcast.
Now,
All right, let's go.
so guys, we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers, or by this time the video comes out, the podcast comes out, we're gonna hit 1,000 subscribers. I think we're all a little tired too. We just came from Machik weekend. I think almost every single one of us volunteered. Any reflections or thoughts on Machik weekend? How did it go? Who's this first Machik weekend for? Okay, most of you guys.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Is your first as well?
Yeah. All right, Machik
Yeah.
weekend. How was it?
I think for me, it was a really inspiring event. This is probably my 4th or 5th Machik weekend. I used to go to the one in New York City a lot. So just coming back to Machik every year, kind of just seeing all these new people, especially because it's one of your first times at Machik as well, just meeting new people, connecting with all these great like-minded individuals, especially seeing these Tibetan people with so many inspiring backgrounds and, you know, still being an undergrad at college. I just feel so inspired every time I go to Machik, and I'm glad that all of you are finally here as well.
All right.
Yeah, it's
What's
my
your impression for first time?
first time Machik.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Not too close.
it was way different than I expected. I think I heard about Machik for years from like my friends like Tirup, Delek, Yundin, all of them.
What about today? What about today?
That's it. But that's it. Is that your first time or what?
This is
It's
third
my
time.
second time.
Oh, okay.
But
But
first time in DC.
they've been
First-
going for years.
I mean, you're right
right?
though. This is my first time in
Yeah.
DC.
And so hearing from them, I always kind of heard about Machik. However, I never really kind of like understood what it was about or like what they exactly did. It was just like just like things you hear about. And then this year, when I had the time, I decided to like participate. But then when there was some volunteer positions opened, I decided to volunteer. And so being in the ground of volunteering for Machik before Machik event and setting it up and then being able to participate in the Machik, you kind of get to see the whole full circle moment in a way where you know, you see all the progress behind what goes into setting up such a fun and engaging event. The work that Lobsangla and Tashula and Tendomala do is incredible. They work, you know, hours. They stay up till like 3 a.m. trying to make this thing happen. And I think all of us, especially me, I'm just super grateful to be part of it. And I learned so much, right? You know, one thing that I kind of notice is that a lot of Tibetans, you know, we go back to our own community, right? Like I'm doing computer science, I'm doing tech, and I'm in like my own tech world.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that I learn about Tibet is kind of catered to tech too. It's like Milam AI, and then I research more about it, and I'm like kind of boxed into that subject. But then when you go to an event like Machik, you learn way different stuff.
Yeah.
You have films, you have typography, you have linguistics, things you'll never get this exposure if you don't have an event like that.
Yeah.
And so I think Machik is that kind of a platform that you learn things that you'll never really have the chance to anywhere else. So that's like my take on it.
Yeah, that was a really good. That's a really good. All right, is it first time I see you to take it, right?
Yeah. I think Namdu and Dashi said a lot of things that I was feeling. But to add on to that, I think I was also really, really emotional just because, you know, I don't really have any like relatives in Tibet or like, you know, anyone I know in Tibet. Yeah. So there's like, I never really like, besides like what we hear on the news or just like, you know, other stuff like social media, things like that, I never know like how people in Tibet are doing. So like just like getting to talk to them, you know, getting to know like how they're doing, how they feel about us, just having that sort of like connection, you know, that was like really emotional for me. Yeah.
I can touch on that as well. Yeah, okay. So this is also my first time as a participant and also a volunteer. I feel like I've always heard about Machik Weekend before, but I never knew what it was about. But I met virtually with Achalo Sangla earlier this year, and she told me a lot about it. And that's mainly the reason why I chose to come here as a volunteer. And like Sego was saying, it was very emotional and heartfelt. I feel like there were so many moments where I felt myself like tearing up, and especially this year with the theme being ancestors, I felt like there's something so deeply meaningful about that. And actually, on the way here, I flew from Chicago, and on the plane for the American Airlines movie, I chose, I don't know if you guys have watched it, The Joy Luck Club. Do you know? Okay.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's a really good movie, yeah.
Oh my god. I won't say too much about it because I feel like it's better if you just go in without knowing too much. But it's about like these 4 Chinese American daughters that were born in the United States, and the stories that they share with their mothers who were born in feudal China, and then also their mothers, and about like the interconnected relationships between them and how they have had both intergenerational trauma and intergenerational healing, which I feel like is one of the themes that we talked about today at Mochi Weekend. And there were so many different topics that we were able to learn about, you know, from Tibetan baseball to Monlam, like artificial intelligence in the Tibetan community, which is so interesting and fascinating. Yeah, but I feel like I have so many thoughts, and I don't know if I'm able to articulate it well, but yeah, it was very exciting coming here for the first time. And I feel like we always, or I guess I shouldn't be presumptuous, but I feel like in my own experience, it's sometimes easy to get lost and forget my place in the community. But then being like in community with Tibetans again, and coming to events like this, it reminds me how important it is that we continue to contribute to the Tibetan movement and the Tibetan cause, especially as youth, and to continue the work of those who laid the path before us. But yeah.
I have like one more thing to add. Ajasonki, my hero. Not only was she volunteering in every single committee, but she was like just driving us around every single like everywhere, every hour of her life. So I'm like really grateful. Thank you for that.
So shout out to Sonamgi and Tibetan because they did volunteering way before the Mochi event.
They did the most volunteering out of us.
Yeah.
They were going every single like
every day, 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
I did it like 1 day before, but I was like setting up the speakers. But they were going, they're cutting the whole, you know, IDs and everything manually. So shout out to them.
I'm patiently waiting. Can someone shout out to me or something?
How was Magic City?
Oh, alright. This is my second time, but it is my first time at a DC. Because the first time I actually went like 2019 New York, and at the time I was also volunteering because I don't know anyone. I just volunteering, but it wasn't fun at all because this is my first time going to Magic, and I don't know anybody, so it wasn't fun at all.
In New York, right?
Yeah, the New York one. But this time at DC, it's so much fun. Like I can say that I'm pretty sure like 20% of people I know, right? Then I'm starting getting more confident of talking to stranger people and stuff. So it's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. And also it's more than fun that like there's a film yesterday night. People are saying the film is so good, but all I can say is I fall asleep so
self-exposed
because I know Sonamgi suddenly did try to get an autograph of the dragon. I was like,
I think I heard you snoring in the movie as well.
No, I was like, I want to go get an autograph, but I feel ashamed to go for it. I don't watch the video at all. I don't watch the movie at all. So, but it's a really fun experience. But I feel like also we did as a Bodja, we also have tabling on at Magic.
Oh yeah.
And then I feel like we just break the Bodja market. So, right? But yeah, it's a really fun experience.
I'll explain that a little bit. Oh wait, I don't need this. I have it here. Machik, we had a brand deal with Machik. They would only offer coffee. We would bring the Bodja and the changamo, and you know we had a marketing strategy going in, a pricing strategy going in. We won't charge per cup. We'll just ask for a donation. You know. Yeah. And I think that went pretty well overall, right?
Shout out to the DC Amlas.
Shout out to the DC Amlas. Shout out to Gato. Shout out to the DC Amlas. They really pulled through.
Oh, and
Balas too, yeah.
Sega came up with that donation idea. That was really good.
That was really good.
I think that
some people are not paying at all, but some people added like,
yeah.
All right, I'll cover it. Whoever not play. Yeah. He just put $20. So it's a good idea, but yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, it's fun that we did it as a group, you know, and it's fun that, you know, we all got together and to do this together, right?
True. And also, if I'm not wrong, this is one of the biggest Bodja, like either like tabling or like we together as like whole team.
As a whole group.
Yeah, like most of the whole team.
Yeah.
Because obviously when we launched the first, it's just 4 of us. Now we have like almost 9 people, and so it is really fun to see like our Bodja is growing up, is bigger and bigger. So yeah,
That's a good transition. What about we? Let's talk about our Bodja journey this past 2 years, or newer people. Like, what are your experiences?
why don't we start with the interns? Let me explain something. This guy, he interned at Bodja, and after that, he's president of SFT. From intern to president, that's not easy to do. Explain something.
It was a big jump, but when I think it was at Turing's house where Turup told me about the idea of Bodja, and like I was like, oh, I want to be part of it. This was like before Bodja, like before the logo,
Before launching,
before the like name itself actually.
Was it? No. We had the name. You know why? Because you took our iconic picture of like the Bodja on like the laptop, and you, me, Yunde, I was doing work.
Oh yeah,
I think we went to the elementary school to shoot the shot.
Oh yeah, you took the pictures for the
I took the picture for it.
Yeah.
It was U4, right?
Who's the wait? Who was it? 1, 2, 3, and you
And
did.
yeah.
4 of us.
Yeah, I was there at the start, and then I went to hibernation for a little bit.
No, I remember, I think you guys posted on the Kata Instagram. It was like you and a Pusuwinju. You were all wearing black Pusuwinjus, all standing like this, talking about Bodja. And it started off as a newsletter, and seeing this as a podcast now in a video way, it's just so cool to see that growth. So, yeah.
Bro, I just wonder how you jump from intern to president. Teach to all the Bodja audience. They would know as well.
Hard work beats talent.
So basically, this episode is really special for all of us because we're doing this for like we reach let me clear 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we did this special podcast to kind of to show like appreciate all the subscribers from all around the world, and this is something new for all of us, and also this is the first time we're doing all the Bodja members getting into one frame. Most of us try to get into one frames and to be on cameras, right? Because usually it's either like 1 or 2, and most people are working behind the cameras. But this time, is try to show some appreciate all the audience, whoever support us from the beginnings. So, yeah, and we did like 2. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks ago. We create something like not reels. We posted a story on Bodja podcast Instagrams about like any questions from the audience. Then I feel like we have either 5 or 4 questions from audience. Then we would like to answers, right? All right, then let's go.
The second one is when will we go to Tibet?
Ooh. When will we go to Tibet?
If I get the visa.
Any thoughts?
Someday.
I mean, I think the best option to answer is like sooner is better.
But when? When will we go?
I don't know.
Wait, who is we?
We.
We, Tibet.
Like,
Tibetans.
Tibetans, like,
Yeah.
there are people who have family in Tibet who can go. So, like,
No. All Tibetans.
I think
Like just
in
Tibetans.
general.
Yeah.
In general.
Able to go.
I think
able.
that question is such a heartfelt question, and then every time I think about time I think about Tibet, I get very emotional and sentimental. I think that, for me, even though I have never been to Tibet or within that area, I still feel like I have been there because of the community that I'm surrounded with, because of, the people that I grew up with, because of Pebalapta, because of, I went to Saratolop over the summer, and just by having all these traditions come to me in exile, I feel so much more empowered. I feel so much more, my Tibetanness of my whole identity. So I think that, one day we will go to Tibet, and it will be within our lifetime, and we will get that independence independence one day, and hopefully all of us will be able to visit within, sooner or later. But I think that question is just a very heartfelt question for a lot of us, especially because a couple of us were born in Tibet here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, how many? We have 3 people born in Tibet, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Then we have 1 Gyara.
No, 2 Gala.
No, not me.
Oh.
Say Lhasa again. You born in Lhasa? Aja?
Come.
Chamdo is better.
That's each one.
Does anybody, one more person want to answer that question when we go to Tibet?
If we do as Gyaramcha says,
What do you say?
If we do as what Garambacha says.
Oh.
Bro, your mind is so slow. We all got that. But we all know one answer is 2, right? We will get back to Tibet. That's
Yeah.
true.
We'll get there soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
All right. Let's go with the next questions.
What
I
is
just had
reincarnation?
this thought, like, not only what Garambache says, like I think like everyone take their own responsibility, like just have your own stand, not like keep doing what others says. Like yeah, we have to have your own stand, and I think Garambache always says, you have to like preach what you learn, and yeah, so I think we should like be responsible for your own action and whatever you say. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so next is, what do you think about recent discussion of crochet? I think we are not doing this right.
I mean, let's see.
Wait, just say the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Next question is, what do you think about recent discussion of crochet?
Is that Tibetan dance, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything, Namjae? She's really good at crochet.
Crochet queen.
I think, there's a lot of recent discussions about Bodja. I think Bodja, for a lot of people, especially the younger generation, it's about empowerment and it's about learning our culture more. I think that we should be uplifting our youth. I think we should be uplifting, everybody who wants to be active out there, who wants to celebrate Tibetan culture. And I think that, Tibetan culture is so diverse. We have Kamshe, we have Dishe, we have Nangwatishe, we have Amdwishe, we have Ngarishe. We have so many different types of songs and dances. And we even have Tipa, our great Tipa, who really preserve our Tibetan culture and our dances and our performances. So I think that, the recent discussions and debate about Gorshe, everything is valid, but at the same time, we shouldn't be, pushing people down, but we should uplift people about who our culture is and what our culture is. And, whether... Actually, we should cut this out, but I don't know if it's controversial or not. But whether we put our hands up or down, I don't. Yes, it's a little questionable sometimes. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to promote our Piba culture, and I think that's the most important thing, in my opinion. Yes, but that's what I think. But yeah, not some of them.
Hey, that's a good point. As a professional crochet dancer, and I'm playing. Alright. Do you have anything to say? Because you're good. You're really good at crochet.
That was actually Dashi's Tua.
I think it's a important question to talk about. I don't necessarily crochet, as you guys know. Rarely do I, but I think talking about it is important. My thought is it's like a little bit what Nam just says, highlighting that the main thing about crochet, whatever style it is, it's about preserving culture, celebrating our culture. And I think that's the one common ground that every crochet dancer has, is that they're doing it to celebrate our culture. And I think there has to be respect from both sides. And every crochet, whatever the style it is, I think from someone who doesn't crochet, it's beautiful. And yeah.
I think it's also about having fun as well.
True.
Yeah. Because people enjoy it, right? You guys enjoy it.
Yeah. I enjoy so much, but the last night, just too many circles.
Alright. Do we have another question?
Okay. Okay. The last one is: have you seen comments about about not speaking Tibetan. What are your thoughts on that?
So, what are our thoughts on us not speaking
Yeah.
Tibetan?
I actually had a recent discussion with a couple of people today at the Machik table about why our content's mainly in English. Well, I think, in my opinion, that there is such a big gap of Tibetan language and the youth sometimes, and although that could be fixed, Bodja podcast is here to educate the Tibetan youth about what is going on in our Tibetan community, whether it be the G3 meetings that happen every 2 times in a year, right? I believe. Yeah, and whether it be subsidizing it into a little bullet points or even just highlighting Tibetan professionals and people of all these different backgrounds. And I think it's just such a great way to get people more connected and inspired and really get their, I guess, hopes up within the Tibetan community. And just seeing all these, like, we're all under like 25, under 24, or within that age range, or around the 20 age range. It's just that we're just here to really just get our youth out there. It's for the Tibetan youth, by the Tibetan youth, and I think that's what we're here to preach. Yeah.
Say something.
Okay. I mean, our main, like, what is it? Mission? What is it called? Mission?
Yeah.
Mission.
Yeah,
Statement?
our statement. Yeah, our main mission statement is for Pibas Tibetans who feel less connected to the community. We want to make them feel more involved. Just because you're Tibetan isn't as good, or like if you don't understand Tibetan, we're here for you. And I feel like every type of Tibetan deserves some sort of things like this catered towards them. And yeah, if you feel like there should be a podcast where Tibetans speak Tibetan, then you should listen to those podcasts as well. Or make
one
them.
yourself.
Alright.
Yeah. No.
Go ahead.
You gotta go.
Yeah. Alright, I'll go. Alright, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Alright.
수기 주셔야 돼.
I completely understand where they're coming from. Right, the people who comment, right? They don't know us. They don't know our platform. They don't know why we're doing this, right? We have not gotten a single. I don't think we've gotten a single comment about us speaking Tibetan from people who know us, or who people actually listen to an entire episode. All those comments are on Reels or on Instagram, where they see short form. When they see the entire podcast, then they understand. Oh man, this podcast has value. I'm learning something about this, right? It's about when you went to Sara or go to TCV or those summer camps, one of the questions that may come up often is like what is it? What is Tibetan, right? And we have to work together as a team, whatever, to come up with a definition, right? Oh, it's your gene, or it's your ethnicity, it's the blood, your DNA, etc. It's your culture. It's about you speaking Tibetan language, blah blah blah, right? I think we try to, as Bodja Podcast, try to inspire or try to guide individuals to find what Tibetan means to them, right? And then become that version of Tibetan, right? If your version of Tibetan is to maybe make Tibetan movies, we got a person for that. If your Tibetan is to be a computer engineer to fight against cybersecurity threats, we have that. If your goal is to get into a good college, and then that's a stepping stone for you to become a better Tibetan, or whatever that means, right? We have that, right? So it's about guiding them towards what they want to do, what they're naturally geared towards. But I completely understand where they're coming from, like I said before, because during Machik today, we saw a lot of videos from Tibet, right? These Tibetans were speaking Chinese. Just like we speak English with one another, right? They're speaking Chinese. And to me, that was a little weird. I'm like, oh man, all these Tibetans are speaking Chinese, right? But then when you think about it, it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly where we are here in America, right? We're speaking English, they're speaking Chinese. But at the same time, that's happening, right? We have to be kind towards one another when we're doing that, not judge, but then individually work towards it. Work towards speaking Tibetan, right? There's a Tibetan gap. There's a gap in the media right now, right? There's not a lot of Tibetan news in English, right? We're filling that gap. Maybe one day where we'll go to 100% Pöge after we feel like enough Tibetans are in the community, right? Enough Tibetan youths are in the community, because right now a lot of Tibetan youths are distant from the Tibetan community, right? We have to reel them in. They're like, then we show them, like, taste them, give them a taste of what, like, the Tibetan community is. Then we slowly introduce, like, the Tibetan language, if we do. But we also have Tibetan podcast. We have podcasts in Tibetan language, right? And we're open to doing that, right? Yeah.
I'll say something really quick, and just hearing Tirup say that, the comments that why do we speak English, from my perspective, is that I think us living outside of India, especially me growing up and now being a little older, I see a lot of the younger kids being I don't know what the word is, like, assimilated within, like, the culture that they're living in. And they kind of I see, like, how they're walking, how they're talking, how they're behaving. It's so different, and I kind of feel this feeling of, oh shoot, like this doesn't feel right. Like, I can kind of see that they're not, I don't want to say, I can kind of see that they're not fully proud, I would say. Like, they're not, like, proud to be Tibetan in a way.
Yeah.
And I'd say that because I see it from my own eyes, right? And I went through my own experience. And then for us, like, Bodja newsletter, it started as Bodja newsletter and Bodja podcast. It's to kind of pull these kids, especially if I was younger, having this platform, pull them towards the Tibetan side a little bit. Because when they grow up here, if there's a spectrum, they go to the left. And that's what I mean by not being proud. And if we have something like a cool platform that talks about such amazing guests who comes here, talk about the topics that we talk about, we kind of pull them into the right direction of, this is what being Tibetan means. Even if you can't speak Tibetan, because a lot of these kids, they don't have this kind of platform. No one's, like, looking after their parents. Who else is really looking after them in a way that, in the spectrum of, like, Tibetan identity, or, like, Tibetan, like, our culture, our language. So for me, the reason why we speak English is we want to make these kids, when they listen to these podcasts, be really proud of being Tibetan, and they gain so much knowledge that they have this kind of platform that is created by all of us who are Tibetan. And I really like what Siddharth says, is that, we're starting speaking Tibetan English right now, but eventually, like, when we feel like it's good, then we can move more and more into Tibetan. And that's a really good point.
Quickly, I think we're really cool, right? And I think we're making Tibetan cool, right? We're promoting the coolness of being Tibetan, I think. Like, Sonam Chuki, she's making, like, Gorshe cool, right? She's playing a big part. Gorsley, yeah.
Gorsley.
Yeah.
No, yeah, even my friends at school tell me about, like, Bodja podcast, because they even got to see Jeshong's interview with Tinami, and they're like, whoa, like, I didn't know, like, Tibetan people, like, also, like, had, like, this such, like, cool, vibrant, like, rapping scene going on. So I think it's also cool to introduce our culture to the Western world and the Western people. So I think it's also a great way to bridge that gap. Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we move on to the next question?
Do we have any questions?
We have next questions.
No, not this question. Next question.
Yeah.
Next turn.
This is the last question.
No, the next game do it.
You only get
Fun.
four.
Okay.
Fun, let's do fun.
Let's do fun, yeah. Let's do fun.
Let's say who's most likely to.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay.
The trauma.
Yeah. Look at you. Yeah, sorry.
Good, right?
Good. We're doing good.
Okay.
Are you guys, like, enjoying? You guys having fun?
I think so.
I'm a little scared.
Huh?
You're not having fun?
Not really fun. It's like numbness.
You're like laid back, relax. You guys are so like.
Now I'm so scared after that comment.
nervous.
Dude,
I'm so
don't be.
scared after that
There's no
comment.
camera. There's no camera.
Everyone's doing like this.
We're keeping this in the podcast, by the way. Look at everyone's gonna be like Jesse, bro. Jesse's just like.
We're gonna talk like this.
讲我我得认认真真的，说说真的的。说说真的。
Oh, what game are we playing?
Yeah, what game are we playing?
Okay. So the first question, we're moving into the fun section now. Fun questions. The first question is actually from one of our Instagram followers. If you don't follow us, it's Bodja at Bodja.podcast. And the question is, do you like laughing with soup or laughing rolled with YY? Do you guys know laughing?
Just tried laughing. Why is that?
Yeah, that's
No,
what
no,
I
no.
was gonna say.
Because laughing rolled with YY got like
Kind of like
That's
dry.
right. That's right. Okay.
no, it's
No, it's
yeah.
not dry, but it does get.
It's very popular though.
Wait, what's the difference between white and yellow laughing? I was having a conversation.
No, the
with
color
that
is
person.
different, and then I think the way we
It's
make
yellow and
it's
white.
different.
Does it taste the same?
No,
No.
it's way different. Yellow laughing's
White
yellow
way
laughing's
better.
better.
White just did.
Yeah, yeah.
Jiggly.
Oh, yellow is the rolled one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow for sure.
Alright. Let's go in order.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, Toshi.
I'm not a big laughing guy.
What?
Yo!
But the Wai
Bruh.
Wai with
Bruh.
laughing sounds really good, so I'll go with that.
Between laughing with soup or laughing rolled with YY, I would go with laughing with soup because laughing with YY like
Yeah.
it tastes good, but after that you like it's so salty that you get like thirsty.
Then you drink the soup.
Yeah, that's why.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Chongwa loving. She ate the loving with soup and empty了，因为头没有放温。
I'm also not a laughing girl, but
Whoa.
but I'll say YY just because I like that on its own. But yeah.
I don't know. As long as it's laughing and yellow laughing, I'm good. I'm not gonna complain. I get good laughing.
I mean, I do too, but I'm a big laughing fan. I can eat like 5 at one time. I mean, shout out to one good Kim 5 as a laughing. I used to go to her like every day, and then she's like Mount Hasha, yeah, I used to eat like 5 bowls like at once, cause laughing you need to
Did they
go,
cut your supply though?
and then she's like, come tomorrow, like jello show, and then her laughing is so good. Sometimes I even travel like to Camp 5. It's kind of like longer, cause she stays at home and then she goes to Camp 5, and I go all the way from TCB to Camp 5 just to get laughing,
Wow.
and yeah. But I love laughing with a little bit of soup and a little bit of dryness, like mix. I don't like soupy. And worry nah.
I don't like that. Okay. I'm probably gonna say YY with Luffy. If we're gonna shout out Luffing stores, shout out to Beer Luffing. Beer Luffing is the best. It's well known for that too. So yeah, Luffing with
I'm
YY.
shouting out. Okay.
Laughing with soup all the way.
What?
Laughing with soup. Quoi?
Now that I remember what rolled laughing is, I would say rolled laughing with Wawa, because I feel like just plain old laughing with the soup doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright. I love laughing with the soup. I also love laughing with the mowawe. But what I'm gonna choose laughing with the soup because I can add like pale or whatever on top of that. It will go so well. Or either rice. So laughing with the soup.
Next question.
So after this question, it's mostly like how well do we know each other? So it's like who do you think is gonna do this, and then how are we doing this? Are we like pointing
Is
to
it
that
like
person who we think?
so
Okay.
is it like you're gonna ask the questions, right?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna
and then
point
we point to who you think.
and who got the most points, so we agree on that one. Right?
Okay. So the first question is, who's funniest?
Do we have a point or something? 3, 2, 1 or something?
Turn.
Oh yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Turn.
It's her.
Tim's
You can't cut it yourself.
No.
Sonomuki is the funniest?
To me.
Funny?
Why? What does Sonomuki do?
Oh, we gotta go deeper. Why?
How?
I don't know. I just laugh.
Wow. Just that was insightful.
Alright, next one.
Okay, the next question is who's most likely to become a TikTok star?
To become a TikTok star.
남들. 말해봐. 스스로.
I give you opportunity. Shout out to your TikTok account.
I don't have one.
TikTok.
Okay. I think the leg one, right? Yeah. So the next question is who's most likely to be killed first if they were in a horror movie?
Without a doubt, Dashi just
I'm like, why do we think so far without having this? I was like,
That was too quick, bro.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
do you have any
I have
feelings?
no clue. I would be the most to survive because I would just.
Actually, that's true. Cause he go dark book. He's so scared. He'd be like dipping. He'd be like so like strategic, bro.
He just act like he's dead. He's dead.
That's good. That's good. We're all on the same page on that one.
Okay. The next one is who's most likely to end up in jail?
Tsurup.
No.
That's addition.
That's a TikTok.
Yo, end up in jail? That's crazy.
Are you?
That's it. Wait, who is?
Why?
Wait, why us?
It's just a feeling. I don't know.
Alright, thanks.
Okay. So the next question is who's most likely to have the most children?
Why? What?
I don't know.
I want to be a monk. What?
I don't know.
Wait.
Why? Why most?
I don't
Why
know
me?
what to do.
Why are we saying Tashi?
He's a family orientated man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like you would adopt a lot.
He's got like 10 kids.
Yeah.
Like 30 kids.
Three?
We're gonna adopt all of TCB.
I'll start a school, a Bodja school.
Okay.
Okay, who's most okay. Who's most likely to eat so much laughing that laughing Aja has to stop them?
Yeah, this too.
I literally said that. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You traveled.
Yeah, I went to New York. Like I go to New York, eat laughing, and then go home.
That's
Wow,
what
really?
I'm you.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
That's good.
Okay.
Whoa. What if we started a loving business here?
Yeah, who's gonna do
Who's
that?
gonna
You.
Oh my god.
No, I don't think you're gonna be.
Wait, I mean, I do know how to make.
No,
it.
I just love to eat.
Yeah.
Do you know how to make your loving?
Laughing, white laughing is easy, but yellow is too much work.
Is it too much work?
Yeah, it's like cold little chichu
But then the sibbing is so good. How do you make that sibbing? You know how to make the sibbing?
Yeah. There's like a lot of different types. Mine is just easy. Just put everything together and hot oil.
Acha Sonanki's momo is so good.
Oh,
It's the juiciest
yeah.
momo I've ever had in my life. It's so good.
I missed that part.
Okay.
The next is who's most likely to get married first?
Tsurup.
Oh, her, yeah.
I was like patient waiting.
Who's most likely to become an influencer?
Influencer.
Always the two. Yeah.
Why?
He has this.
already-
He has. Yeah. You already have this.
You want to be an influencer?
I mean, you. I feel like Sidhu is already like influencer.
I'm
Kind
not
of.
no way.
Like a low level influencer.
Sort wants to be one.
No, I want to be influencing. Not influencer.
So people who influence
Yeah,
is
are
influencer.
Yeah.
It's you.
I don't want to be
It
like
doesn't
I don't want to be
have
like
to
a
be
celebrity.
social
I don't want to be like a TikTok, Instagram influencer. I want to inspire. I want to be an inspirer.
Next question.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done.
Cut me off.
Okay. Who's most likely to take a week to reply to a text? I have to point it, sorry.
Who'd you point to?
Who's the one?
Pointed to Namdae. 난 낭주배 마무리.
Yeah, that's very true.
Pointing to me?
What?
To this fast. what
Yeah,
do you
she's
mean?
really
Unless
fast.
like she has.
Maybe not to you.
Okay, the last and final question. Who's most likely to cancel plans at the last moment?
Last moment?
Okay, not last
Wait.
moment.
Last moment?
I mean,
tough,
we just
that's
want
tough.
to stay in, so like don't.
Hey, cancel. I don't think anyone.
I don't think anyone. I
Yeah,
think
we're all
Yeah, who
like,
pretty
cancelled
reliable.
that? Yeah. No one, I think.
Guys, come on. We gotta show them we have a chemistry.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, no one
Nobody
cancelled, but
cancels,
I
but
think we
it's
prefer
very-
like
we get
in.
along.
I think
Nobody
Seda and I prefer in, right?
Like stay in.
Yeah, stay in.
But you guys are go with the flow. Like.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we had to drive you. That's why.
Yesterday it was me, today, and something in the
Yeah,
couch.
we're
This,
just
that one
sleeping
right
around.
here.
Gosh. That's all the questions.
Does any other member have any other questions that you want to ask the group? We have a little bit of time left. We have like
Yeah, we can just add some
like 5 minutes
fun
time.
questions.
Yeah, one more question, 2 more questions.
What is each and every one of your guys' favorite Pidgeot memory?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Censoring, you want to start?
Oh, I'll go for it. Yeah. Persian memory.
You say you want to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I just had this. I think Longshan, because it was my first time, but I was able to connect, and then I think I went to like so many places that I've never been, even though I went to New York a lot. Yeah, and then we were at the river, like the lake. It was so fun, and we were just talking, you know.
Yeah,
is
we
it
were
rough?
just on the floor. There was a like fake grass, and then we were sleeping on the
Yeah.
floor. It was 2 a.m. and then just talking about life.
I was trying to slip till like sunrise, but they're forcing me to go back.
It was so cold.
Wait, can I answer next?
Yeah.
So my favorite memory of Pidgeot, there's two actually. One is Dongshan night, of course. We had so much fun. We danced a lot.
Yeah.
And then my next favorite would be last Thursday on the gathering day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we
What gathering?
wait, gathering at my place.
Oh yeah. You said last Thursday.
Oh, this.
This Thursday. This past
Oh,
Thursday.
okay.
It was
Sorry.
supposed to. It's supposed to. I supposed to say
yeah,
that.
we were missing.
I'm supposed to say what
you
gathering.
Yeah, we did like a lot of stuff. A lot of things happened. A lot of good things happened, and yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I guess Sega had a lot of fun at that time.
Tara had fun. Tara and Bitchin had fun.
Alright, what's your best memory? Is it Thursday as well?
Yeah, I would say Thursday as well, just cause like this is like most of us. Sorry, but this is most of Pidgeot, you know, all at one place, and we like got to know each other, maybe a little too well, but yeah, Thursday night was really fun, and thank you for hosting, and thank you for the momos. Do you want to do it?
No, I'm good. I'll pass.
Favorite memory?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Jiwade. I would also say Thursday, even though then sitting was gone, it was the first time I got to meet everyone, or almost everyone in person, because most of the time it's been behind the Zoom screen. But yeah, everyone was very sweet and welcoming. So yeah, Tujanang.
Also, like, just seeing, like, that she really scared of that horror movie. That was really fun, making fun of him. All this.
Bro, you scared of horror movie?
He screamed.
Oh my god, you should see
Alright, starting now, don't bring Thursday topic, okay? Because I wasn't there, so. Alright, so for me, I'm gonna change a little bit. So I think the best memory for as a Pidgeot members, I think it's this weekend, like the Magic one. I mean, obviously, the Longshow is so much fun, right? But the way I'm thinking is like this weekend is one of the most Pidgeot members that's working together, and obviously we're working so much like from morning till like 5 p.m. Then after that we chill a little bit and we just go out and hang out. So I think it's really interesting weekends, and I think for my side we learn a lot and we met a lot of new persons. So for me, this is really like good memory.
For me, a quick shout out to Yungdongla and Tardula and Chirupla. You guys aren't here, but we miss y'all. I guess that's actually part of another one of my favorite Bodja memories was going to Gyawa, and I finally got to meet Yungdongla and Tardula, and it was a really nice experience getting to meet them. And I think another great experience was it was like 2 a.m. I was in Saratolop, and Sirup and I were on a call, and I had only like one gigabyte of like data left, but we were quickly doing the Sikyong episode and like writing down a bunch of questions, so it was really nice to kindly like get all that together. But yeah.
Did you go already? Or
Yeah.
I don't know. You can go, right?
No, you don't have any memories.
I feel like in the short time I've been in Bodja, like start and now, I say my favorite memory is like when we were taking all the pictures and making the logo, cause like we saw the vision, like we're working towards it.
Yeah.
I like that answer. For me, there's definitely a couple of favorite memories. I still remember the feeling, right, of when we just started Bodja, right, and it was about 1 week before we had our launch party for the newsletter, right. The boys, right, back then were just grinding for an entire week. It felt like a startup. It felt there was so much excitement, right? Oh, we should work on this, and we were like planning. Everyone was dividing work. We were on our computers like the entire day, right, and we did that like 3, 4 days, 5 days in a row, right? That feeling was so good. And then after the launch party, we're like, fuck, half this shit doesn't work. We're like, fuck, we said we're gonna post on Monday, but that didn't work out. Then we were like, the night before, we were up all night, like trying to figure it out. You're like, fuck, this doesn't work, you know? And that was like, it went downhill from there.
All the newsletters were in the spam and stuff.
All the newsletters went to the spam, bro. Yeah, and then like all the fonts and stuff like were messed up. So like even though we planned super hard those like that entire week, I mean like there's stuff like you can never think of, right? But that feeling I remember of like just working like a mini boot camp during the winter break. It was so much fun. We're so excited. It definitely felt like a startup. And second one is like. Us four co-founders went down to Richmond, I think 2 weeks ago, right? I think literally that was one of the best weekends I ever had. Like no joke, I like laughed my ass off so much. I was smiling the entire thing. Like it was so fun. The next day when you guys all left, I was like fucking like depressed. I was like shit. I gotta go back to work now, you know, or I gotta go to school. All right, that weekend was so much fun, and it was perfect because Bodja has grown so much in these past few months, right? And with that, there's a lot of opportunities, but there's a lot of challenges, right? And then like sometimes we don't see eye to eye, sometimes all of us don't see eye to eye, and there's a lot of challenges, right? And it's like a challenge that we've never faced before in our relationships, right, with each other. So there's there was a time and period where there's maybe more tension and anxiety with one another or during the meetings, right? And that was so perfect because we like through a lot of communication, through a lot of phone calls with one another, being honest, being vulnerable, we got over that, right? And then and us having such a good weekend was evidence of that. We've gone over. Like our relationship is stronger than whatever comes between us, right? All of us. So I really appreciate that weekend as well.
Man,
Bro, you had all this time to think.
I have so many that I
thought you were gonna say
walk us through a few if you.
I'll walk short like few ones. I think like when I look back, the favorite is that moment where we launched it and then we're telling all the people who like 50 people who came to the community Jigong. We told them this coming Monday. It was a Sunday. This coming Monday is gonna be our first post. Email is gonna send it. Then we got katas and everything that we weren't expecting.
We got money.
We had a lot of donations as well.
And we weren't expecting that. Like I was just like, okay, we just give a PowerPoint, go home. So then we're all coming home. We're in the car ride. We're so happy. We're like, this is the start. We come back. We do a test demo. It goes all to spam. And we're all like in this living room, freaking out. We're like, what do we do, right? That I remember, and I think about it a lot because I think about that as Bodja progresses and we get Dijin, we get Sega, we get Sunamgi, we get Namdu. Then, and at times I just think back to that moment where I was like, I don't know, that moment was just funny, and I look back at it. And then for me, the second, I think like another or second favorite memory is this weekend. Anytime I get to meet Bodja members in person, like Dijin, I got to meet her in person this weekend. Anytime I get to meet like Tarde in India, it's just, I don't know, it's just seeing it in person, huh? too. Anytime I get to see them in person, it's just behind the screens, like it makes everything more real. And this weekend by far was one of my favorite weekends too, as long with the co-founder meeting. Just because we spent so much time together, started from Thursday night to now we're filming an episode, all of us sitting, talking, laughing. I think we're gonna look back and think this is our most favorite memory a year from now.
In the beginning of this episode, everyone was like really nervous for I was laughing so much. Yeah.
Everyone's back, all the way back, sitting in their seats.
It's like the same as Bodja. Like when we started, it's kind of like it feels like a stranger, right? But we know each other, but like for example, like Edition, like we never met before. It's like just starting with a regular conversation, like hi, that's it. But we just go. Now it's like making fun, making jokes each other's, and we getting we're definitely getting to know more better. Then we can do like Bodja more deeper, like talk about Bodja in the future. So I think it's good.
Yeah, and just to wrap it up real quick. Bodja has grown so much from that moment, right, of all the emails going to spam. Like, it's crazy how much we've grown in 2 years, right? We made so many mistakes, but look how organized we are, right? During our meetings, the way that we function, right? They're different teams. And everyone has pitched ideas, right? From the work streams Jashi brought in, from like the podcast idea, right? Through setting up the entire Machik tabling. So many different ideas that we brought in and grown. And we're just getting started, right? We're just getting started. We definitely see a vision where people tune into Bodja in the morning. They want to tune into Bodja in the morning when they're walking to school, or they're walking to their jobs, and they listen to us laughing, and they're laughing too and smiling, right? And we're just getting started. And we've said, I told this to all of you guys. You guys can interview and talk to whoever you guys like. This is our platform, right? If you find a person you guys want to talk to, go for it, right? And that's what Bodja is about. Bodja is about a collective movement. With that, any final words before we hop off?
Obviously, like, we really appreciate all the questions that we got from audience, and I truly believe this is not the final one. We're doing this, and I feel like we'll definitely see you guys on when we hit 2,000 subscribers, and we'll do one more special Bodja podcast like this. And I also believe that we have more members at the time. And sure, so that's it, right? Anything you guys want to add?
Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you.